Oh, hi. Good evenings. My name is Annie. I call myself the chronically ill, autistic, chaotic forest gremlin. That's about what I am. So, I had a couple people ask me for a get to know you video, so I figured I would do that. This channel is something that I'm starting just to kind of document my journey, things that I've done, and so I'll kind of explain to you who I am and why this is happening. And I will warn you up front that two of the main reasons that I'm making this channel are because I have ADHD and recently discovered that I have undiagnosed autism. When I say that I am chaotic, that is not a hyperbole. I am chaos. I literally had to make myself a list of the things that I'm going to say so that I will try to stay on track and not end up rambling for an hour like I tend to do. So, we will see how this goes. All right, so when I was around 13, I was overcome by just very severe anxiety. I ended up being actually put in a mental hospital for a couple days. I kind of think they just didn't know what to do with me. I was just extremely anxious, extremely worried, and so they just kind of stuck me in a mental hospital. Fan, too hot. No, cold. Too cold. Then I was diagnosed essentially with generalized anxiety disorder and depression. It's kind of in and out of therapy for several years. A lot of things happened between the age of 13 and the ages of 13 and, hold on, we're getting there, 24? 23, 24? Around 23 or 24, and again, a lot of things happened with my mental health history, with things I was dealing with throughout that time, which I can chat about if anybody ever has questions about what all that was, but that's not important for the basics video. And then around the time I was 23 or 24, I kind of had a breakthrough, and I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder, which is, some people kind of consider it the less severe version of bipolar 1. Essentially, I don't go manic, I go hypomanic, which is part of the way to manic, but I'm not as, the heck was that? I'm not as manic. I'm not going to get distracted with that. So around 23, 24, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. About October of this past year, it is currently August 1st, 2020. I guess about a year ago. I don't like the pandemic. I lost like 6 months of my life. About a year ago, my therapist was like, hey, have you ever thought that you were ADHD? Which I had, but I was like, no, obviously I'm not. Despite the fact that now that I look at it, I hit every criteria for essentially ADHD in girls. So I have an unofficial ADHD diagnosis, and about 2 weeks ago, I finally clicked that I think I have undiagnosed autism that I have been masking for years. I have long considered both ADHD and autism because I identify with a lot of symptoms, with a lot of posts that I see, but typical imposter syndrome, I was like, no, that's not me. And so I just kind of ignored them, and then kind of, same thing with bipolar, honestly. Kind of as I started seriously looking into them, all of a sudden it was like the light opened from the heavens and came down upon me. So yeah, so that's kind of a very brief history of my mental health history. I still managed to take 4 minutes to do it. I do not know how to be short and concise to save my life. Doesn't happen, especially when I get excited about things. Gee, you think you were autistic and ADHD, Annie? Maybe. So I will ramble ad nauseum about pretty much anything that you put me on. I also am chronically ill, so I have POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I'm willing to answer any questions about that if anybody has it. Short version is my blood pressure does not know how to do its job, and I need to drink a lot of water, consume a lot of salt, and try not to die, theoretically speaking. And I was also diagnosed in January of this year with fibromyalgia / chronic pain. So, I am the chaotic, chronically ill, autistic forest gremlin. I love nature. That's the forest, and I collect literally everything. That's the gremlin. Gremlin or Goblin, I can't decide. Okay. Also, I'm a teacher. I'm a math and science teacher at a small private school near where I live. And I am also a caterer most of the time during the summers. I'm taking this summer off due to A, pandemic, B, pots flare, C, mental health nosedive, and D, it's really freaking hot out and I am super heat intolerant. So why am I here? Why am I doing videos and so forth? I've just been kind of sharing my journey. It's a way to help me process it. I was unable to talk to my therapist for about a month due to some insurance issues. And sometimes I deal with things best by talking or writing them out. And sometimes it's super helpful for me to do that in a way that I can just kind of ramble and then people can ask me questions about it. And so I've been kind of blogging about it and I've had a lot of people that are like, hey, this is super helpful. And I'm like, wait, you actually think that I have something important to say? Oh my gosh. Human beings out there. But people are interested in what I have to say, apparently. And talking about it helps me. Plus, honestly, ever since I was diagnosed with anxiety way back at 13 or 14, I always said that I would really like to... Broke my tangle. That I would really like to use my own struggles to help other people. That if I could help other people, it would, I don't know, kind of make it worth it. I don't know. It's just always been something that I have really wanted to do. So the comments and the things that I hear from people that are like, you know, what you're saying is really helping me mean a lot to me. I have a hard time believing it, but that's my own, like, long-lived self-esteem issues that we're just going to leave in a corner over there for now. But I really appreciate that, and so I'm like, sure, if you people want me to talk about random stuff, I will, because I've always wanted to help people. So my main purpose of this channel is just to talk about things that I'm noticing as an undiagnosed autistic adult, as well as just some generic autism acceptance things. I've always been passionate about both autism, mental health, accepting people who are quote-unquote different. So here I am. Also trying very hard to be honest to me and not mask as much as possible. Hashtag. Masking is basically when a neurodivergent person tries to look neurotypical. So often the things that I will do by not masking is making eye contact and not stimming in any way, shape, or form. It is very exhausting and very difficult for a neurodivergent person to do. And again, since I'm trying to bring up acceptance and just, hey, this is who I am, I'm trying very hard not to mask. Although, as you'll see in some of my other videos, I am still somewhat masking because I am forcing myself to stay focused, or at least almost as focused as possible. But that's why I'm not really making direct eye contact with the camera. It freaks me out. I also focus better when I can ramble. I'm stimming with a tangle and rocking, which is a new stim for me. A couple disclaimers. I'm really only talking from kind of my own experience. I might pull in some things that my cousin has told me, or things that, you know, I've learned off the web, but I am in no way, shape, or form what's the word? Expert on anything except my own experience. So, yeah. I don't claim to be an expert. If you hear something that you don't like, please let me know kindly. Obviously, I'm, trying very hard. I'm new to really accepting myself as part of the autistic community, so please feel free to let me know if I'm using language that is offensive. Especially sometimes when I'm rambling, words come out even though I know they're offensive. It just kind of happens because I'm still dealing with those habits. So if I say something, please understand that I don't mean to offend anybody. Please let me know. Although I do ask that you let me know kindly. I have some pretty severe rejection-sensitive dysphoria due to all of the things, which basically means I will go into a depression spiral if you yell at me or send me a non-hate. It's actually a pretty big step for me to be recording and open about things because I am terrified of a non-hate, people yelling at me, people being mad at me, all of that. So I don't mind being corrected, but I just ask that you do it kindly. I don't really want to go into a depressive spiral because of YouTube. Okay, general topics and things. Obviously, I'm mostly here for autism, mental health, ADHD. However, I'm also willing to talk about physical health if you have any questions about my chronic illnesses. Again, that kind of lumps into the if I can help people with the stuff that I have gone through, please let me know. I am also, generally speaking, a body positive person. If you are here to fat shame literally anyone, I will lock you faster than you can blink. I am trying very hard as well sometimes when I record my videos to be authentic to whoever I am in the moment. I actually put some makeup on today because I was feeling pretty. But I still left some of my acne available. They're not things that I like about myself. But I have long been on a journey of recognizing that I need to try to accept and love myself in order to be able to do so for my students and other people. So some of my videos, I might not look what I think is pretty. Some people seem to think I'm pretty. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. But I am here to be body positive. I am going to be authentic to whoever I am in the moment, whether it's I just got out of the shower and felt like recording a stim video. Did that the other day. I was in a really bad stim place. Whatever. I'm masking and I don't like it. So anyhow, that's also a thing that I might randomly talk about. And I'm here to talk about any and all hyperfixations. Oh yeah, I am trying to keep this PG-13. I cannot guarantee that a swear word won't slip out. Sometimes when I get super excited, things happen. But I am trying to keep this PG-13. Mostly in case any of my students stumble across this. I don't really want to get fired for accidentally mentioning something I shouldn't in an autism-related video. Okay, I have rambled for 12 minutes. I was trying to keep this to 5. So I'm going to shut down here. And I'm then going to do a video on who I am, a little bit more like personal stuff that's not kind of the generic stuff. And I will probably mask a little bit less because I really don't like this right now. Alright, I shall see you momentarily. Let's see if I can figure out how to shut this off.